Hello, everyone. So, welcome to Tuesday. Now, let's take a look. This is what happened yesterday. Okay, market thrashed down, came back down to where they bought before last week. As you can see, clearing out the stops. It just did a liquidity sweep, as you can see on the daily, sweeping that level and then pushing up at the Astro hour, which was fine. Okay, it was fine for us. So, and then it just pushed up and then comes back down again, going back into that zone. So what's the direction? Well, it's a little tricky, but it looks like we have a daily breakout because according to the rules, this is a legitimate breakout. If it does that, we should head up towards 64.65, and that's 2045.48 zone. All right, so in that zone. So it could touch there and then take out the liquidity here and then sell off. All right, so those are the options we've got with us at the moment. Let me just put 2044. Let's just move this. Not that. This. Into 2044. All right, so this is the zone. All right, between 2048, 50, and it's starting at 2044. So we've got potential to go into that zone, as you can see, but it's a little tricky. So today you got two options. If we come back down here, the market can push up and then go back down and break down. Or we can break out and go into that 2044, 2048 zone there, right? Even up to 2050 into that zone. It could do it, okay? Because the weekly is 2044, the market might want to test it out, and they like to test it out. All right, and that's that. So if the market comes back down here, this might be a good buying zone to go back up. Okay, and that's how that is. And then you've got to be careful today during the New York session, because it could do exactly this like it did yesterday. Could go up, push up, and then retrace down and do this. Okay. So what you want to do in the New York session is be careful, because it might get a little choppy like this. And if that's the case, you have to see if the market broke out above the PST. If we break above the PST and we have a bar closing above it, then the pullback is good to go back long. If it breaks down, then it's going to be a little bit more tricky. Because if we break down, okay, the market is got pretty much room to keep following until 11 o'clock to closing. Okay, so that could also push us down. Like I said, today is a bit tricky. Okay, so just be mindful, cover the trades, and use proper money management, because New York session is a bit blurry. All right, and I'm not sure how to handle that one. So just be careful. Just trade at the Astro hours from support resistance levels with tight stop losses as usual, so that if you do get stopped out, then it's not a big loss. Okay, because here last night I got stopped out, as you can see. Okay, it wasn't a huge loss, but I'm very firm with it. Okay, despite the fact that, as you can see, I was right. Astro hours here, market going down, but I didn't anticipate on this, and the market, as you can see, just banged up, and that's it. So these things happen, but I don't compromise, and that's why the losses are small, but the profits are big. All right, so just do the same kind of setups that I do, where your stop losses are just above the highs here or here, as you can see, and then trade that way, and so on. And if you're going to buy, like I said, you got to be careful. This is like no man's land. You see, it's in the middle of nowhere. So the extreme levels, the highs like here, the lows like here, are the places where we want to be trading. Like here, this is a high. Okay, so the market selling off here is okay. And there was an Astro hour at this hour today, 5:20 my time, which is 4:20 here. And this is like, as you can see, this is where the market is like, coming back down. So that should come down until 8:30. And if that's the case, if it comes down somewhere low, it'll be a good price. If it's not a good price, okay, then you have to wait till like 10 o'clock for that time period. All right. Let me, in fact, put the hours here. All right. So I've put the hours there and I've shaded that in because that's that New York session period from 3:15 my time to 6:30. All right. So those are like 8:15 New York, until after 8:15. It's like, I guess, 2 hours or around 10:30, I guess. Okay. Yeah. So that zone, you're going to be careful. If it kind of like goes, if it, like I said, if it pushes down and then goes up, you sell off. If it's from the lows, if it pushes up, comes down, then you go up. Okay. And that's how you should pan it out. That's gold. Let's take a look at euro dollar. Now with the euro dollar, guys, same thing. Yesterday, remember I said we could sell this off. Okay. And it gave no opportunity at all to sell. Okay. It just didn't. But you can see it gave a great opportunity to buy. Remember, this was the target zone. I said this is our targeting zone. Market comes down here. This is Astro hour. This is Astro hour. This is Astro hour. And they're all, during these Astro hours, it's been in there. So if you made good use of it, then bang, you should have gone back up. Now, I did say yesterday if we were high, we could sell here, but it never got there, as you can see. This is still going to be on the radar. Okay, so what you can do with the euro dollar is this. Let's see. Because the news was a bit bad yesterday, the market went up, but I don't think that's going to be enough to change the direction of the market. So what we can also do today is sell at 59.71, which is 1.0848, which is right there. So this is still a good sell zone if the market gets up here at Astro hours. Okay, so this is a good zone for the market to sell if we get up here. All right. So I don't mind selling here again. That's a good PST level as well. As you can see on the daily, it's going to be the good buy kiss. Your targeting is going to be 50.51, which is 1.082117 today. 1.0817 is there. 21 is there. So we should come back down into this zone. All right. And this is already done. So we can get rid of this. We can get rid of this. All right. If we go back up at Astral, selling down with a tight stop loss is not a bad idea. And we can just follow that down. You could also, 0816 is also there, that red line there. Okay, which is fine. And this is how it should, happen. Let's take a look at, if it obviously breaks above that level, do not stand in front of it, obviously. Why? Because you got 63 afterwards. That's 1.0864. In fact, let's mark it in 64 because this will be a sell zone as well. So sell at Astro hours, sell at Astro hours. On the weekly, that target is too far out. So I don't see it going all the way there. Okay. But if this thing, pans out, we'll see. Now, this is according to the bigger term. Okay. This is the monthly chart, remember? So we should have an A, B, C down, and then we should go up, and then we should close the gap here as well. And that's what we're kind of like betting on. All right. So that the market should come back down and then we can go up again. All right. So currently it's just breached that monthly, which is fine. Okay. It's not a legitimate break. As you can see, there's a cross here. It's not a legitimate break. Okay. If it was a blue arrow down, it would have been okay according to our rules. On the price, it's okay. On the PST, not. So we have to be careful. All right. Just make sure using hours and proper timing to trade. If you're going to put a stop loss, you got to do it somewhere above the 51. All right. As you can see, it's pretty close. You don't have to put hundreds of pips away. But at the end of the day, that's the zone there. Give it like 10, 12 pips breathing space or wait for the market to show a reaction on the smaller time frame, such as like this. See, it just dips down and then on the pullback, you can sell off. Okay. It could do that in New York as well. So like this, in New York, it could just like hit up there and then sell off. So be a bit patient. Let's take a look at SP 500. Now with SP 500, let's take a look. Once again, as you can see, SP 500. Right, let's take a look at our Astro hours. So from yesterday, that's that Astro hour there. The market rushed up. And we had also 1142, which is 1042 around here. 1045. There we go. All right. So the market dips down, comes back into that target. Remember, that was a target. Market just comes there slightly under it, going back up again. And these are Astro hours as well. So if you bought here at these Astro hours, you should have been okay. As you can see, that's the 430 there. All right. And the market going up 430 my time, let's see, 430 my time is going to be 1530 here. All right. And then the next hour, we had 607, which is 507, which is there. All right. So the market making an up move, coming back into that zone and then going back up again and then selling off again, as you can see. And that would have been 11:15. Oh, it's like at midnight, yeah. Right there. Okay. And the New York session, like I said, was a bit tricky yesterday. Okay, so I'll pop these in. Now, what you can do is this today. Let's take a look at the daily. All right, as you can see, that's the impulse wave. Market a bit retracing. Still hasn't filled in anything really. This is still going to be a zone to pull back into that 5,005, which we talked about earlier on, right? 5,021.55, 5,021 and 5,005. Is selling still a good option? You can if the price is right. What does that mean? Today, 67, that's 5,107 is a PST level. 5,107 is all the way up there. If it gets up there for some reason, that'll be like a sell zone here. Okay. And then you can look into that from there. As you can see, you can just then push this all the way into there and we can just do that. So there's still potential if you tighten this up a little bit. Okay. You can see that's the impulse wave and the market doing some kind of a retracement down. If I turn this into a 1 hour chart, might be better for us to see. Okay, which is there. All right, so the market does an impulse wave, and as you can see, we're coming back into a flag formation, right? So this is your flag. If you're trading something and you're following it through, you can see when they're gonna, you can see this is the right line because this is what the price is touching a lot. And then what we have here is this, okay? Obviously no buying here, all right? So if the market does come back down into the opening, okay, at an Astro hour, you want to go long, you can with a tight stop loss because you'll just need to put your stop loss below the low of yesterday, and then you can follow that through up. Okay, so if we dip down, you'll be going with the impulse wave, pushing it upwards, and that's it. And this is going to be your first target, obviously. Okay, and this is on the 1 hour chart, as you can see, and it's like breaking out here, but I'd still wait for the smaller time frame pullback. Why? Because your Astro hour is going to be right now at 8:30. All right, and I did say can push out because we've got this pushy move happening, but that's only enough reason for you to wait for the pullback, okay? Because the first Astro hour is going to be, God, come on, here we are, 8 o'clock, 7:30 on the platform, all right? 7:30 here on the platform. That's the first one, and so on. So just list them out because you can see this could be like kind of pushing down here as well with that into a lower time frame. We can come all the way back in there and then go back up again and so on. All right, so if you want to go long, waiting for the market to come down into this zone and then to go up looks like the better option. If you want to do a short trade here with a tight stop loss, it's doable. You just follow it through, okay? And then if it comes down, you can take some profit and move forward. Let's take a look at Dow Jones, NASDAQ, and Bitcoin. Okay. Here's NASDAQ. Now Tuesday was a swing day, so as you can see, the market's kind of like swinging down on this one. And today we're at Thursday, so Wednesday it also fell down again. So selling was not a bad idea. As you can see, the market just kept pushing down, which is good, as you can see. What to do now? This is an impulse wave, so the market pulling back a little bit maybe to come into a space where they want to buy is an option. On the daily, though, as you can see, if it goes up, selling is also an option. All right, so this is on both sides. On the weekly, that level I gave you before, 73, which is 18,064, which the market can still do. If it does, it's a sell zone. All right, you see how they sold off. If we get back up there again, 1864, you can sell it off. I think if it gets there, that's your PST level. Now, if you want to sell on the pull up, you're going to have to wait for the market to go above this level. Okay, so it'll probably come higher, okay, and then sell off. Where does that leave you? It leaves you, let's see, maybe we'll take this one. We'll take this one, okay. This is on top of the channel. Now, if the market comes up here, you'll see it'll take a bunch of stops out as well. Also, you can see it'll close that gap too. So this 18,064 plus this zone is going to be from there. And I'm just going to move this to show you the gap, which is there. And I'm going to tighten this up a little bit. pull it all the way into there. So this zone is a sell zone, okay, as you can see. And that's where it should get to if they're going to sell at least. So this will be the first sell zone, okay? And then if we go up a little bit more, then that's your sell zone. If you want to buy, then wait for the retracement to go up. If it doesn't retrace, but it keeps pushing up and up and up, then they're going to bang it somewhere, okay? So be mindful. US 30, okay, yesterday as well. That's a nice pullback. Now it can still come back a little lower. If you want to buy, 38,720 isn't too bad. 38,720. Now yesterday, look, that was the targets that we were looking at. Market comes in there nicely. 38,720 is down here as well. So if I just refresh this, okay. So if the market goes back up again, which it should to cover that gap, selling is okay. So let's just push this all the way in there again. You got to keep this in mind because of the gap. Okay. In fact, let's do this. Okay. And this. This is the zone. If you want to get price specific, let's see what we've got. 38,358. 39,358, sorry. 39,358. It's a bit out there. Okay, but in any case, if it breaks above this, don't stand in front of it. On the weekly, it's already done this. Okay, so this could pretty much be the place where, you know, the market might start looking to sell off. Okay, because breach that. So selling again is not a bad idea. If it comes up, I think selling again is okay. It should come down into that. Let me just check the high of this, which is 38,695. So this zone is all right. Okay, this is an okay target. So if we go back up, selling again is okay, I think, on this one too. Bitcoin daily, once again, it's just pushing up. Now, the only thing you can do with this, like I said, is buy on the pullbacks. Okay, and look at that weird buy yesterday. So if it does come back down, if you want to buy, you can. Okay, but I don't, you know me, I'm not buying at the tops. This is just crazy places to be buying. I talked about the gap here as well. This is the weekly. If the week closes below that, then looking to sell again might be the way to go. Okay, and that's that. All right, so this was a target. This is, again, what might happen here is you can see this teacup. Okay, so maybe we'll pull back and do the handle and then take off, and then that will go from there to there, whatever that high is. You'll just reflect it upwards. So that will be about $40,000 going upwards. Okay. And that should bring Bitcoin to 100K. If that's the case, then you can go long on the retracement. Okay, so here, obviously, I'm not buying any highs. If the market dips down, we're good to go long again. Sooner or later, it will come back down here in any case. Okay, so on the weekly, this is nice and easy, but this is the zone where you'd want to buy. Okay, back into the game. Okay, at least down here. There's still a bit of room here as well even. Okay, but this zone is going to be popular. That's that with Bitcoin. Okay, so for day trading, what do you want to do for day trading? No buying anyway. Okay, I wouldn't at the highs. Wait and see.